All right. Really nothing to update as far as injuries are concerned. Valdir didn't practice today. It was a precautionary measure. Went over and got an MRI on a tricep. MRI was negative. He should be out practicing tomorrow.
Was it to have Jacoby Ford back in practice?
Well, I mean, he's a talented athlete, and he's missed a lot of time, and so it's important for him to get out here and compete, and really for us to get a chance to really see what he can do, because we had him for such a limited time last year, and really, have had him a little bit of a limited time this year. So it'll be good for us to get him out here, let him compete, and see what he can do.
As far as tackling goes, will you at any point during camp let him take you guys to the ground, or is it still just mainly the big first stud?
Well, we practiced goal line live today,
Right.
So that was part of the tackling deal. I don't anticipate doing a lot of stuff in the open field, tackling wise. More drill work than it would be teamwork, full contact tackling.
Did you have Jacoby full go today?
Yeah, we limited his reps a little bit, but I mean, as far as what he could do, we didn't limit it. We just didn't give him as many reps maybe as what he would have originally.
Did Jerry get injured yesterday?
I think it's really just more of a sore tricep situation, and we just wanted to make sure that everything was fine. So we took him over, had an MRI. Everything was negative. We fully anticipate him being out, ready to go tomorrow.
So Walker was back yesterday, out today, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's kind of, it's one of those little nagging injuries, and
It's the same thing,
it's the same thing. It's nothing new.
You got first game coming up. Will Matt get more reps, the fact that he hasn't played a lot first 5 years, or is it going to be the same kind of approach he had?
Yeah, well,
Last year with the first team?
I mean, it'll be similar. I think we'll kind of evaluate that as we get closer. We haven't even talked about play time for the Dallas game yet. We're really more focused on what we're doing here in camp and trying to get better. And we'll talk more as we get closer to exactly how much we're going to work. But Matt's going to need to get some work in the preseason. I don't think there's any question about that. So we want to make sure that we get him enough work so that he'll be ready to go when the regular season comes around.
How do you think that Barnes has done over the course of camp? It seems like some other guys keep pushing him.
I've been very pleased with Cleve Barnes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think where he's at, I think he's done a good job for us. Now, I do think that there's some guys like Alex Barron who who've had a nice camp so far, and I'm really anxious to see what a guy like that does when he gets into the preseason games. And see if what he's been doing out here on the practice field translates into the game.
When you sit down Valdir today, was there a part of you that said that I know that wasn't the reason you said it was precautionary, but to see what Alex Barron could do in the first team in place of
Well, hey, listen, I think when somebody goes down, it's an opportunity for somebody else, and I think that's why you always got to look at it because they happen in this, injuries happen in this game, and we've got to have, if something were to happen to Jared during the season or training camp, whatever the case may be, somebody's going to have to step in and play that role. And so, I think it's good to, get Alex in that role and see what he can do.
It's the first time we talked to you since Sebastian signed the extension yesterday. How comforting is that for you as a coach knowing you'll have him?
Well, I mean, I think that's great. I mean, I think he's one of the best kickers to ever play this game. I think he's a weapon for us. I've said anytime we cross the 50, he's, we're near in field goal range anyway. So I think it's a huge weapon to have a guy like him who puts points on the board for you. So I'm glad we got him.
You got several other guys like that who were entering the last year. Are you of the mind to try to get those worked out now, or do you just say that's up to Reggie and however?
Well, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to get into any real negotiations, but there are some players on this team that we would like to go ahead and shore up.
Terrell Pryor seemed to make a lot of big plays today at the long pass to Bryce Butler for the touchdown. How's he progressing, especially the last couple of days?
Well, I think Terrell's progressing, and I think, he really showed kind of some of the things that he can really do well. I mean, throwing that deep ball was a heck of a play and a heck of a throw. So, at the end of the day, Terrell's all he's got to worry about is just keep his head down and keep working. But he has improved and he's gotten better every day, and that's what we expect.
You've talked a lot about the wide receivers throughout the camp. Where do you see them right now?
Well, I still, still think I'm looking to see who's the guy that's really going to separate themselves from everybody else. I do like the group. I do think we have some talented players, and I think we got to continue to challenge them to raise the level of expectation, raise the bar, and we've done that, and they've responded, and that's what I'm looking for.
Coach, what are some of the tangible signs of progress you've seen from C.O. Moore from week 1 to 2?
Well, I think he's getting more comfortable in the scheme, more comfortable understanding what we're asking him to do. I think CO is a power player. I think he does a nice job for us setting an edge on the line of scrimmage. Obviously he's got pass rush ability. I want to see that continue to improve. But I think when I look at CO Moore, one, I like his intensity, and two, I think he brings a stoutness and a strength to the defense.
Coach, with so many injuries on the interior defensive line, you said you need somebody to step up. What have you seen from the young guys that are getting more reps at that position?
Well, I've seen them improve. I still think we got a long way to go there. With some of these young guys, Christo Bilikides, a guy that I'm counting on to step up and make some plays. Got off to a slow start in camp. He's been better the last few days, but he's got to continue to improve on a daily basis. Obviously, Stacy McGee. It's just having him be out here on a consistent basis. For us to be able to count on him, you got to be. We say all the time, you got to be available. You got to be accountable, and that's what we're looking for.
Like Jack Cochran is that the plan
Well,
anyways? Or
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, I think some of it is due to the fact that we're shorthanded inside, but the plan all along was to get him some work inside, especially in the nickel downs, and see what he can do in there.
You had C.O. Moore at the Senior Bowl. What did you see there, and do you see the same guy here?
Same things I see now. A guy that loves football, a guy that gets after it, enjoys coming out to work every day. So he's exactly what we thought he was going to be when we had the opportunity to work with him in the Senior Bowl.
How important was that Senior Bowl experience for you guys as a coaching staff?
Well, it was, it was big. We drafted C.O. Moore after what we had him on our team in the Senior Bowl. Obviously, Nick Casa also. Both those guys were on our team. Michael Rivera was on the opposite team. So, that's an experience that's, it's a positive in that you get a chance to really get a good feel for these guys. It's something that we don't want to have to experience again. Is that it? All right, thanks.